Psalm 103, verse 13. As a father shows compassion to his children, so the Lord shows compassion to those who fears him. I just want to say happy birthday from me, Alaron.
William Anderson Gittins.
The idea of publishing began for me in 1994 while I was at university. We had a professor called Dr. Oscar Muscarilla, an Italian professor. He was teaching children's literature, and at that point I was amazed that when he gave us an assignment to produce a book. However, he took us down to the library and showed us the many things that you will have to do to prepare this book. But of course, at that time, I was doing my internship at Channel 7, NBC in New York. So I had to go to New York, put in a couple hours, come back to New Jersey, take up another job, and then get home at 12 o'clock at night, and still prepare my assignment for the following day. So I was on a lot of pressure, but I rose to the challenge. I was successful. I got an A+ at the end. So that lived experience prepared me for now.
Today, we look at the desk. Good evening, Aisha.
Good evening, Dennis. When the Republic of Suriname hosts Carifesta 8 from August 24th to 30th, a selection of Barbadian literary works will be on display. Author and publisher William Gittins considers it an honor to have one of his books selected.
I am elated humbly from the point of view that there are many authors out there, and the fact that a committee could sit with whatever criteria they have and to look at my works and to give me a chance to be displayed before people in Suriname is an honor.
William Anderson Gittins, born in St. Michael, Barbados. I won't say what year because we like to keep our youth in our writings. Educated at St. Giles Infants, St. Giles Primary School, Parkinson Memorial Secondary School, UE, the School of Continuing Studies, the Barbados Community College, the Jersey City State University, a bachelor's degree in media arts. That's what the blurb says. Morning, William. Welcome to Morning Barbados.
Morning, Barbados.
I'm interested in the graphic artist of 1979, Royal Barbados Police Force composite artist in 1983, and then the publications, the works, the the bits and pieces in my hand. Images of Yesteryear in Barbados is one of the first ones. And in this book, we see sketches of the Potato Man, something that the guys on the set may or may not remember, and that's the old roller. Tell me where this book started, and tell us some of the images in here and why this was done.
Well, Dennis, let me first say that I must thank the Creator for giving me these gifts so that I can share with my fellow man. This all took place in 2000. I was asking God for guidance as to how I can share my skills and gifts to Barbados. And the thought came to me, why don't you preserve images that we don't see anymore? And in a space of half an hour, I had these illustrations completed, which was amazing. So I decided, look, if you're going to do this, I think you should publish a book. And I was wondering, now I need funds to secure the publishing. So I decided to go into Bridgetown and have a conversation with some of the managers of some of these firms like British American Insurance, Great Northern, and they welcomed the idea. So that gave me some funds to start publishing the book. Now, the image that you see there, the roller, is very interesting because that reminds me of when I was much younger.
Yeah, right.
I had the opportunity of playing with rollers, making them, having fun. Sometimes when I should be home doing homework, I'm out rolling the roller, and this may cause you a penalty because you may get some lashes for not staying home at that point in time. So that was a lot of fun.
Let me join the Master of Ceremonies in welcoming you to this book launch for the publication entitled Established in Barbados, Volume 2 by William Anderson Gittins. Powerful name. I'm indeed honored to have been asked to bring some brief remarks at this function and to accept one of the publications on the behalf of the Ministry of Education, Science, Technology, and Innovation. You know, I wish at the outset to congratulate the author, Mr. William Anderson Gittins, for producing what I consider to be an excellent publication. Let's show our appreciation to Mr. Gittins. However, I must tell you that I'm not surprised because Mr. Gittins is one of the most ambitious individuals I have ever met. William is action-oriented and takes pride in whatever task he's performing. He is methodical and persistent in pursuit of his objectives. In talking about objectives, let me quote for you from the foreword from the text written by Mr. Gittins to put things into perspective. And I quote, "Barbados has always possessed a special cadre of persons who have proposed to do all in their power to leave this country better than they found it. As citizens, we must preserve our historical legacy and heritage with passion, taking the baton and continue to socially, spiritually, psychologically, and environmentally improve on what has already been established to create a better Barbados for future generations." Those are the words of Mr. William Gittins. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm saying to you that Mr. Gittins is a loyal citizen who has taken the baton and has made a very significant contribution to national development by producing this text and previous publications. Master of Ceremonies, the text, Established in Barbados, Volume 2, must now be considered as required reading for all Barbadian children and indeed for all citizens. This is an outstanding compendium of things Barbadian. The text chronicles our development and creativity over 2 centuries. I agree with the author that it takes us on a journey highlighting Barbados's cultural history, traditions, and monuments.
Hey, William. To my friends William and Maggie, how are you? This is Andy Platiski calling, or at least having a video all the way from the United States, New Jersey. I just wanted to wish William a very, very happy special birthday. I have known William for what seems like many, many years. I knew him when he was a student at NJCU. I knew then what a special person he was, and our friendship has grown throughout the years. He has come to the United States many times. I have not yet come to Barbados once, but William, as I told you, I promise you, before I am 70 or when I am 70, I will be surprising. I will knock on your door and say, guess who's here? So William, I hope you have a very happy birthday, a very special day for a very special person. God bless you. See you soon. Be well.
Morning, Barbados, good morning. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Morning to you.
And we're back on Morning Barbados for a Monday. And, you know, on Monday, traditionally, we look at a Bajan tradition, some historical perspectives of Barbados, and we will in a moment. But right now, we're going to talk to a well-known Barbadian who's an author, who's on his new book. It is called Established in Barbados. And William Giddens, I need to ask you first of all, why another historical perspective on Barbados?
It's always important to have a historical perspective because of the fact that things in our country are still evolving, and therefore you need to reflect in order to make some modification to guide you along the entire process.
Any significant changes, anything that emerges in your book that was different to people, say, of my generation? Or your generation, for that matter?
Well, you will notice that the landscape now caters more to a lot more statues and monuments. I'm sure within your time, there were not as many monuments as we have now. So that is an indicator that there is some change.
This monument, yes, I do recall this monument. This is along the Durance Way, yes, and it's the Lloyd Wilson Foundation Monument, yes, for persons who would have taken part in the riots of 1937 within that area. But we often take it for granted because it's nestled in the neighborhood, so you really don't notice it.
Thank you very much.
And we're back here on The Mix with our first guest, author William Anderson Gittins, and his book, People, Volume 2. Now, before we went to break, we talked about the whole process of researching for the book, researching information for the book, and pulling it together. But I really want to nitpick, get into who is William Gittins. And he's really kind of shy, so it's been like, you know, pulling the information out of him. But I know a couple of things about him already. One is he actually used to work here at CBC. So
the last 50 years of life in Barbados have been captured and published in a book launched recently by a Barbadian author and former CBC employee. It's Barbados in Review, written by William Anderson Gittins.
So, William, tell us about that part of your life.
Oh, I really enjoy that aspect. As a videographer, a freelance videographer, my job description entailed going out to scenes, recording incidents, covering sports, things for the newsroom. That was a lot of fun. And if I saw anything that I thought would be newsworthy, I'll capture it with the camera. And, you know, offer some ideas to those persons who are responsible for putting out news. And that was a lot of fun. I enjoy that because actually that's part of the package of being a media artist. It's enjoyable. You can manipulate images, you can manipulate things with the technology and use your various angles to make definitive points. So it's really interesting.
You also were I think it's the first ever
official police artist.
Official police sketch artist. That's got to be a really cool job. How did you get that position, and what has being a police sketch artist entail?
Well, initially I was a police officer, but they utilized my skills in that area. And all it required was that the person who fell a victim to a particular circumstance would come to the office, and my responsibility was to have a discussion with them to extract from them those critical areas to help form the sketch. But I must caution you that having the natural ability as an artist is always good, because what you can bring to the fore in creating a semblance of the person who committed the crime helps tremendously.
How do you get people who are traumatized by a crime that may have occurred, especially if it's a personal crime, not one that they've witnessed, it happened to them, to be able to give you the details of the person's face or something about them, and you translate that into paper? Because somebody will tell you, oh, he had a big nose, and then when you actually see the person, you think, no, not really. And eyewitness accounts are always less than reliable. So how do you get the person to give you the details you need for you to make that sketch as realistic as possible?
Well, let me say that the first thing the artist should have is knowledge. Have a knowledge base of people, eyes, nose, ears, and so on, different cultures. You work with the people, and the next thing you must also do is to try to offer some empathy and sympathy to the person and try to work with them and get them to relax. And it's a process, it takes time. You do what you can, you stop, and the person's ready again, then you go back and you solicit more information and you work with them, and that helps.
Now, you would think that the job of a police sketch artist should be fairly, what's the word I'm looking for? Risk-free, because to a large extent you're taking these sketches and the information to make the sketch in the actual police station. But were there any risk involved in the job?
Never really had any risks. Like all the work I do, I enjoy, and I try to get people to relax, so that helps tremendously.
Let's get back to this book, People, Volume 2. It's filled with sketches, all of which were done by you. So tell me a little bit about that whole process. Once you identified the particular person that you want to talk about, how did you go about doing the sketch?
Well, I looked for images of the subject or the icons, And then I brought my own flair and style to the icon. And each artist has his or her way of approaching dealing with things. So I'm an illustrator, so I just decide, and I must say that in a few minutes I had these illustrations completed. Again, I say that having the natural ability helps tremendously. It's not anything that you can force. It comes natural. If it's part of you, it just flows.
It just flows. The technology now allows so many people to self-publish.
Yes.
So the old process of sending your manuscript to a publisher and hoping that they like it and that they do all the grunt work for you, you can now do all of that yourself. So explain to viewers out there who may be thinking, oh, you know, I can do that. I've got a book in me that I've always wanted to write. What is the process of self-publishing?
Well, I've always said to people that even though you don't have the tools for publishing, here's where you can start. Persons may say they don't have the time. You can invest in a small tape recorder, and the things that you would want to publish, you can speak those things onto the tape recorder. And at some point, you can hook it up to your system, that is your desktop, and it will print out the words for you. You might not be able to type, but you can get someone to type for you, okay? And your responsibility will be to share all your information and let that person type it out for you and format it and things like that, which I do for myself. I do all my typing, format it myself, and the only thing that I allow other people to do for me to do editing. I do a bit of that myself as well. When you're satisfied that all those things have been taken care of, then you have to look at how I'm going to print this, whether I'm going to print it in soft paper or hard paper, whatever. But then cost is also critical, so you take into consideration what your budget is like and you work with that. What I've discovered by doing that helps. So then always you have to invest in a very good printer.
Okay.
And I find that having a good printer helps me tremendously. Then you can also take that a bit further. You can also
so you're printing the first,
well, some of them,
the very first issue yourself.
But then I would utilize someone else to print in bulk for me, because the printer really can't
do the number of copies you want to do. Right. You've got an ISBN number, which is a very, very good thing. So as against a book that may be a novel where you may not necessarily need an ISBN number, you chose to have an ISBN number.
Yes.
What's that like?
I visited the National Library Service and tell them what I would like to do, and you would give them the name of the book, and they will ask for like how many copies you plan to do, the year of it, and what type of book is it, and so on. And they make the appropriate arrangements for you, because this information is sent off to Guyana, and then they will contact you and they will give you the ISBN number.
What are you hoping for this book? Because just in browsing through it quickly, there's so much information in here and it's attributed to so many sources. What are you hoping for this book?
I'm hoping that this book will, one, be used as a historical book, an educational book, and nostalgia as well. And cause people to sit up and think of the contributions that other persons would have made in society and the struggles they've gone through to get where they're at. Because nothing is easy, but you must persevere.
Hi, William. Gloria and I do wish you an enjoyable and happy 60th birthday and a blessed 7th anniversary from here in Somerville, Massachusetts, USA. Reaching this milestone of being around for the last 60 years is really a blessing. We are confident that during your journey you have encountered many obstacles, hindrances, and setbacks on the road to accomplishing the goals you have set out to reach. It has not been an easy road, I am sure, but through it all, you can say I've learned to trust in Jesus and to take him at his word. Considering the many books you wrote, in addition to the exposure you have had in meeting people who have made remarkable contributions in your life, is something I am sure you will always be thankful for. We say to God be the glory, great things he has done. In addition to getting to such a remarkable milestone in your life. You have been blessed to marry Maggie 7 years ago. All of us who are married know marriage is not easy. But when we put Christ first in our lives, He always makes a way when there seems to be no way, in order for us to make it through safely to the end. Gloria and I have been praying for both of you throughout the journey, your journey, and we will continue to do the same for you until we cannot do it anymore on this earth. We have to seek first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all of the things will be added unto us. St. Matthew's Gospel, chapter 6 and verse 33. It has been a privilege having you as a nephew throughout the years, as well as getting to know Maggie through you. We are reminded the family that prays together stays together. We will continue to pray for you all, that our God will add many more years to both of you, and your marriage will continue to be successful, both in the natural as well as the spiritual. We are sorry we cannot be there with you to celebrate such a wonderful occasion. Nevertheless, since we cannot be there in person, we are there in spirit. We are confident you all will have a wonderful and enjoyable time. In the presence of the Lord there is fullness of joy, and at His right hand there are pleasures forevermore. May our God continue to richly bless. Love always. Colin and Gloria.
Fine, we're getting between the pages now, and you know, things keep changing with the pages. As you know, you can always get your books in e-form, but when it goes to DVD form, you know that everybody's going to have an opportunity to enjoy the book in Barbados in Review. And of course, this is volume 1. William Anderson Gittins is the author, spending some time with us right now as we get between the pages. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good to see you again. You have been very busy with all kinds of writings, and today we have another opportunity to talk about this particular one, you know, as we look forward to celebrating that 50th anniversary of independence. I think it's very interesting that you've got this Barbados in Review book featuring the pride of Barbados on the cover. So tell us about the 365 pages.
In 2003, when my works were selected to go to Suriname for Carifesta, the thought dawned upon me that I should prepare information in relation to Barbados. And Barbados in Review came to mind. And at that point, I started compiling data. So it took me approximately 13 years to collate this information. It's been challenging, but rewarding and enjoyable at the same time.
Well, 50 years is a lot of time to talk about and certainly gather the information for. So tell us about that journey and that process and condensing it all.
Well, one of the things that I sought to do was to look at Barbados in total. And I started gathering data, which is compiled into 14 chapters, approximately 365 pages, and it lends itself to a period of 1966 to 2016. That has been a challenge, but then at the same time it gives me an opportunity to focus on all areas of Barbados, which is a journey, it's a lived experience. It's also a narrative as well.
Very nice. Now, was there anything that jumped out at you, anything along the way that was startling for you or interesting to be reminded of?
Yes. One of the things that I've discovered is that Barbadians, they're special people.
We are.
And whether you are aware of it or not, they have been embracing the late John F. Kennedy's mantra, ideology.
What Barbados can
do for you,
but what you can
do for Barbados.
Yeah.
And that's so important because sometimes you get people waiting on organizations to help them when they can do things to help themselves as well.
consultant Ricardo Jordan provided a preview of the book. He says it's significant that Mr. Gittins has captured the last 5 decades of Barbados in 365 pages.
He has basically sought to frame 50 plus years of Barbadian culture in a year of pages, 365. A year of pages, which tell the stories of independence, of our national heroes and our habits of the past, and indeed show a vision for the future of this young, developing nation, which he obviously loves.
William and Maggie, my family and I congratulate you both on another happy year of your life. May you have many more years of love, laughter, and happiness. We wish you a very happy anniversary and a happy birthday, William. May God continue to richly bless you both.
Hi. We want to wish from the Coxes, we want to wish William a wonderful birthday. Happy birthday to you, William. He has been an influential person in our lives, a great sense of motivation, a great sense of encouragement in whatever he does and do. Of course, an awesome author. Go get his books. And also, we want to say happy anniversary to William and Maggie, of course. Happy anniversary. Yes. Again, a great example for us as young married couples. So to William, happy birthday, and to Maggie, happy birthday. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. We want to say thank you so much, and we are it's a privilege to celebrate with you on your special occasion.
Countdown to 50.
I am William Anderson Gittins, CEO of DevGrow Media Arts Services. Through the lens of a media arts specialist, I have discovered that Barbadians have been providing representation and sharing their ideas with their generation and future generations. There are 266 days remaining until our golden anniversary of independence. God bless you, Barbados.
Countdown to 50.
I remember on one occasion, my system crashed and lost all of the information. And that was very challenging for me. But if you know me well, I did not allow that to daunt my spirit or prevent me from trying again, because I had alternatives. And I went to those alternatives and I got results. And that is why you see what you see today, because of persevering.
My name is Ernest. My last name is Mayers. I'm a distant cousin of William. I've known him since he was an infant. I watched him grow as to this level, and he has always been positive. And I can assure you that that is the truth. He doesn't mix matters, and he's always on target. I do sincerely wish that he have a wonderful 60th birthday and everything that goes with it. May God continue to bless him through the rest of his life. Blessings are also in store. His 7th wedding anniversary. I do hope that him and Maggie will have a wonderful life. I know William is capable of being the man he should be. And while he's seeing Maggie, I'm very proud of her. I pray God may bless them and keep them safe. Amen.
Hi, William and Maggie. Congratulations to you on reaching another wedding anniversary. I wish God's richest blessings upon both of you, and may you continue to have many more anniversaries. On behalf of John and myself, William, I want to wish you a happy birthday, my brother. May you live long and prosper. I hope you will enjoy this special day with all your friends and family, and I hope that you will continue to progress with God's blessings. All the best, my friend.